What is going on, guys? It's your boy Drain Plays, and I am back again with another top 5. And in this top 5, I'm going to be doing the top 5 scariest moments in zombies. At the number 5 spot, we have the classic red screen. Now, say you're on round 20 on Origins, you just get your 4th perk, everything's going good, all of a sudden you're training, and a zombie comes from behind you and he just hits you once, but then you kind of stop, and then their whole rest of your train comes and hits you, and you have the red screen. Now you're thinking to yourself, I just bought 4 perks, potentially 5 with the double tap thing, and I could lose it all in one instant. Now that's the scariest part about the red screen, is it right when it happens, you're just scrambling around trying not to die. And it's especially hard when you're training because zombies are coming from all around you and you have to try to weave in and out. You get some pretty cool clutches that way, but that is just so scary because if you die, you're going to lose all your perks. And if you go down, you could possibly lose your guns if you don't get revived by someone. Or it could possibly mean the end of your game. Now, that's why a red screen is so scary. It's just because everything could end in an instant. If you think about it, you just go down, you lose all your perks, or the game could just end, and that's why a red screen is very scary. Now, at the number 4 spot, we have shooting George Romero. Now, this is especially scary, say, the first time that you're playing Call of Dead. Take a listen.
Look out below!
As I said, this is probably going to be the most scariest when the first time you're playing Call of Dead. Now you're basically used to it. Like, I shoot George, I gotta go in the water, I gotta get out of here or I'm gonna die. But it is still creepy when you just shoot him and you just hear him yell, and then he just runs after you with that electrical stick, and he just can shock you, and you can die instantly if you're in a train and if you don't get him in the water in time. And that's why I think he deserves to be on this list, because he's still gonna shake your screen and try to kill you no matter what you do when you shoot him. And again, the first time you play, you're probably freaking out. You're like, why is this guy running at me? How do I get him to stop running? Because you don't know what to do. But it's still scary now because he can still kill you fast, and he'll shake your screen to get you disoriented and everything. And that's why I think he deserves to be on this list. I was going to put him higher, but I think now everyone's basically used to George. So yeah. Now, at the number 3 spot, we have the witches from Buried. Now, again, this is especially scary the first time you're playing it because you're thinking to yourself, I gotta go over there, but I really just don't want to. And it's just really eerie and creepy, all the weird sounds they make and everything. Take a listen. Now, these witches are especially scary, and I'll tell you why. I mean, you just look over at the house when you're at Buried, and you see these figures in the windows, and they keep on dashing from window to window, and then once you get closer to the house, you hear all the weird screaming and screeching noises. It just creeps you out. It reminds you of some old horror story that you heard when you were little that scared the crap out of you. I cannot tell you, the first time I was playing Buried and I heard some of these noises, I did not want to go over to that house. And I was told Pac-Man is over there. You got to go over there. I was like, nope, no chance I'm going over there. And then you go over there and they steal 1,000 points from you, and they're still doing those weird noises, especially when you kill them. They're like, oh, it's so creepy. Oh my gosh. It just reminds me of an old horror movie, honestly. The noises that they make, and just they're in this big haunted house. I mean, I can't even imagine just someone who's scared of a lot of things, and the first time they play Buried and they just hear all those noises, probably just end the game right there, honestly. At the number 2 spot, we have when Brutus spawns in Mob of the Dead. Now, again, especially scary for the first time player, basically because he just comes out of nowhere and just is screaming and swinging his club and everything. Take a listen.
Fire, ain't I?
Now, as you can see in the gameplay, I kind of freak out and I jump backwards, and that's because I had no sound on, and he just spawns in and just starts shaking my screen and wreaking havoc. I mean, I remember the first time I was playing Mob of the Dead, and this guy, I just hear this cell block thing open, and I see this guy screaming, he's like, ah! And he's running at me full speed. It is so scary. I just remember I was in the speed call room, I just bought speed call, and he comes in, locks the box, just smacks me, red screen, I'm dead. And it's just such a jump scare at first when he just spawns in out of nowhere. And when you get eventually used to it, but it still gets me because I usually don't play with sound on. And I just see him spawn in, and he's shaking my screen and wreaking havoc. Like, if you play this map for the first time, and you see Brutus coming at you, it is scary because he is huge, and his, like, sounds that he makes are they're just eerie and creepy. And he honestly, you kind of feel just very close to death when you see Brutus, just of all his force, and he's such a presence around you. And that's why he's at the number 2 spot. At the number 1 spot, this is when you first hear and see the Panzer spawn in on Origins. Now, there's 2 things to this part, and that is, first, when you just see him and he's running at you and everything, and the second is when you first get hooked by his claw, and you're just getting brought in, and you have no idea what's happening. Take a listen.
What does the siren signify, German? I assume one of the undead is hiding inside armor?
Now, I gotta tell you, I've never been as scared as I was when I saw the Panzer. He's this huge thing, and he's just running at you, and you have no idea what's going on. He's honestly so hard to kill, and especially in Origins, because you're just trudging around in the mud, and you don't know, he's like almost faster than you, and you don't know how long it's gonna be until he finally kills you. So you're just trudging around in the mud trying to get away from him, and all of a sudden, he hooks you, and you're just being brought in. You don't know what's happening. You're shooting everything, and all the zombies are there are killing you, and then it's just insta death. Now, I just remember I was playing with my friend, and we were so scared. None of us could kill him. We died 3 games in a row because of this dang Panzer thing. We were saying how overpowered it was, how just scary it was when he spawned in. Because when you heard it, you were just like, oh god, here we go again. And my other friend was playing it solo, and he explained this perfectly to me. He said, he just texted me and he goes, I died because this crazy metal robot thing came in, hooked me, and I was insta-death, game over. That is just a perfect description of what you feel like when you first encounter the Panzer. I mean, you're just trudging around, he's faster than you, and all of a sudden you're hooked and you're dead. And then it's just game after game after that when you don't know how to defeat him. You just hear the noise, and you're just so scared. Like, I just remember how scared I was the first time. Nothing in zombies ever scared me as much as when I saw the Panzer for the first time. And yeah, eventually you get used to it and you can kill him, but I don't mean on Dreisendrack. Dreisendrack, it's not that bad, but on Origins, it's still hard without like stamina up and a quality gun. It's still really hard to kill him. It takes a long time, and you just know that if he gets too close to you, you're hooked, or he's going to shoot you with fire, you're dead. And that's why I think the Panzer deserves the number 1 spot, just because I'm never really scared for my life with any of the other bosses or anything, but when the Panzer comes in, there's always a little bit of doubt in my mind, and I'm always scared every time I hear the noise. So that's the video for today, guys. I hope you liked it. If you could like and subscribe, that would be great, and peace out.